Good morning. How are you doing today? All right. The thing on camera is getting a little crazy. All right, but it's all good. We're gonna get this going. All right, let's have a two-way conversation this morning. Okay, two-way conversations. Let's talk about it. Now. Don't be the leader. Okay, where let me start it this way. There's one thing that every leader has in common. All right, there's one thing that every single leader has in common. We have all been wrong, and we will continue to be wrong because we are humans. All right, let's start there. I think that's a good starting place. All right, I think we can all agree that at some point we were wrong about something, whether it was trying to enforce some regulation or some policy that we didn't quite understand, or we just we just did something that was wrong. Like, you're gonna be wrong as a leader. All right. Now, the problem isn't with being the wrong. The problem is when the leader is not willing to accept that they were wrong and change. Okay, or fix the thing that they were wrong about. Now, I remember back in the day, all right, you had two types of leaders, right? You had the type of leader that would tell you to check down, not up, and you had that other leader that would be gracious and thank you for letting them know that they were, jacked up in somewhere somehow, as long as you were, tactful about it. So, depending upon what type of leader you fell under, it may have determined how you turned out now. Now, I'm seeing a lot of these young soldiers out here doing research, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited that they're taking the time and they're getting into these regulations and they're looking stuff up, because that's good. That's what we want them to do. We want them to get into the regulations and look stuff up. Now, look, if we're gonna call them leader A and leader B. All right, leader A, gracious. Leader B, check down, not up. If you are leader B, okay, you are being counterproductive to what we're trying to accomplish as a whole. All right. The one thing that we try to accomplish on a daily basis is to produce more leaders, right? We want to produce competent leaders. We want to produce people who can effectively apply knowledge, and that is better known as wisdom. That's what we want to produce. We want to produce that. But when that young leader comes up to you, all right, in a tactful manner, all right, need a, I'll even go as far as saying very respectfully, and they let you know that something's wrong or something's not right, and you blow them up or you tell them to check down, not check up, you just destroyed a whole lot of work that a whole lot of other great non-commissioned officers and commissioned officers have put in to build that confident leader for tomorrow that's going to lead our forces. All right, you're being counterproductive. These are counterproductive behaviors. Now, I call them behaviors because they're not people, and people can change. That's why I call them behaviors. Okay, so just remember that if you're leader B, check down, not up, you are destroying a lot of work that a lot of good people have done. Okay, now let's talk about different types of organizations, right? Now, if you're leader B, okay, and you're in charge of an organization, this is probably what your organization looks like, right? You have a very organization that is not well, I mean, that is not ran well. And this is what that organization looks like. That organization looks something like this. You have a problem child, all right? That's what we're going to call it. You have a problem child that is not performing, not pulling their own weight. A lot of people will refer to him as a leaner instead of a lifter, right? Now, this person, you're going to have to be the person to go down and correct this person, all right? You're going to have to be the person to go down and correct them. You're probably not going to correct them. What you're probably going to do is you're probably going to move them. And now somebody else is going to have a problem child. And you just moved your problem somewhere else. Instead of fixing the problem, instead of saying, hey, look, we have rules and regulations, you'll be held accountable. In the end, you're making that person a better person because now they understand, like, hey, look, if I don't do what it is that I need to do, I'm going to be removed. All right. My service will no longer be needed. I'll no longer be a part of this team called the military. Right. Now, that's an organization that's not ran well. Now, here's the second organization, an organization that's ran good. Right. Same scenario, problem child. The boss is going to be the person that comes down and corrects that person. Now, it takes a lot of time. If the boss is correcting that one person that needs to be corrected, what is the boss not doing? Other things that the boss needs to do. That's an organization that's ran good, but at least the problem is going to be addressed. Then we have what we like to refer to as a well-ran organization. In a well-ran organization, everybody checks everybody. And it's not out of spite. It's not out of, trying to prove that you're better than somebody else. Everybody cares so much about the organization and the people that's inside of the organization that they don't want to see anything uh, make the name look bad. So everybody checks everybody, and guess what the boss gets to do? The boss continues to do the things that the boss is doing, and they don't have to put energy into making those little corrections that everybody else could be making, because we all agree that we want the same thing, and that's for this team to be great. Now, if you're leader B, check now, not up, you will never have the organization that we just spoke of, which was a very well ran organization. You may have a good ran organization, okay? You may have a not so well ran organization, but you will never have a well ran organization as long as this is how you want to conduct business. Now, I know people are saying, Oz, where's all this coming from? I'm going to tell you, okay? I've been seeing a lot of videos with these young leaders, posting about things that they've read in the regulation and how things should be. And that's cool. Now, what I'm going to encourage leaders to do is this: let's encourage our soldiers to keep doing these things. We want them to do that. But here's where we really win: when our soldiers stop having to make the videos on Facebook and they're coming to us to have these conversations instead. They're coming to us because they feel like they can be heard. They feel like they're going to be able to have a two-way communication. Their voice is going to be heard. But when they get on social media, more than likely, they're in an environment where they feel that their voice is not being heard. So I'm challenging leaders, and this ain't all leaders, just the ones that need to be challenged. If you have your soldiers on social media because they feel that their voice is not being heard, do something to change that relationship, to build a stronger relationship with those soldiers so that they can come to you and get the information. Because the majority of the time, the soldiers, they're pretty much right. All right. They're just missing a small piece of the puzzle to complete it. That's the only thing they need. They just need a small piece. If you can just have that conversation so that they get that small piece, guess what? We're closer than we were to building that well-rounded soldier. Okay. All right. Look at there. It's Monday. It's a beautiful day. Sun shining. Birds are chirping. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. Look, you are important to me. You matter to me. Don't let anybody make you feel as if you're insignificant. If you do, get into the inbox. We got people here to help you. The NCOPD Live team is here to help you. Let's Talk About It is here to help you. And the Women's Intentional Podcast is here to help you. You get into that inbox. We got people here to help you. All right. Now, look, life is a choice. I'm depending on you to choose well. Oz here signing out. I'll be talking to you soon.